Hello, United States. Hello, Readers Magnet. And hello to all people around the globe. Welcome to Readers Magnet featured author interview. And it's me again, Jean, your host for today. And with me right now is one of Readers Magnet valued author who actually keeps the peace and order in the state of Arizona. Let's all welcome Carl Johnoff with his lovely wife, Mrs. Shirley Johnoff. Welcome to the show, everyone. How are you doing?
Wonderful.
Thank you. Very good.
Wow, it's my honor to have you guys. It's an honor to have the greatest officer in Arizona right here in Reader's Magnet interview. I hope you're feeling great right now. Are you excited?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I guess everyone is thrilled to get to know Officer Carl and of course his lovely wife Shirley. So before we get started, do you guys have the copy of your book right with you?
There
There you
it
go.
is. Yeah, I'm trying
Perfect.
to.
Let me hold it. Whoop, no.
Okay,
Oh,
can you move it?
there.
All right, there you go. So the title of the book is Badge 411. Wow, what an interesting title. It has numbers on it. Is it your number before?
Yeah, actually, hanging on my wall is the badge I used to carry, and its number is 411. And that's
Oh,
so. I'm not trying to say, hey, got to call 411 or some kind of thing like that. My badge number actually is 411.
that's amazing. And that's the reason why your title definitely suits you. So book title itself is Badge 411 based on the actual experiences of a probation officer. And this book of yours, Carl, is available in Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Uh, and the reason why the title has to say that it's based on is because for reasons that I hope are obvious, I don't like to be sued, and I had to change a lot of names in a lot of places and whatnot to get the story out. So when
Absolutely.
when you read the book, it's a different city and it's a different name, but that's what really did happen.
And
Okay. Well, yes, Shirley.
we also understand that it can be purchased from Walmart also.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
told it can be purchased
Yeah.
at Walmart as well. How
that
about that?
sounds great. Well, I think everybody right now who's watching us, you guys can check on Walmart and see badge 411. Is it displayed there or not?
That's right,
And
exactly.
yes, yes, guys, you can also get the copy of Carl's book in his website, which is www.probationandcriminaljustice.com. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really excited about that website that Reader's Magnet created. It's really a super,
Uh-huh.
God, it makes me want to sign up.
Wow. Crossing fingers and looking forward to see the beautiful website of yours then. Well, just for the information of everybody, the book of Carl is under his pen name, Kurt Niemann. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe you guys will see the book and you will think that, oh my God, it's not Carl Janoff. Okay. So just for you guys to know, it's under author Kurt Niemann. Okay. So before we'll get started, and everyone right now is actually waiting to get to know you more. Of course, I would like to know Carl not on his own point of view, but from his wife point of view. Mrs. Janoff, who is Carl Janoff when you met him?
Oh my gosh. Carl Johnoff was an amazing officer that we met at a birthday party.
At a colleague's birthday party, that
Oh my God.
we were told by his girlfriend that we had to appear in separate phone calls because we didn't know each other at the time. But what I can tell you about Mike's girlfriend is you do not tell her no. You never tell Mike's girlfriend no. So reluctantly as we were, we did go and we met there, and I. I absolutely charmed her off her feet with my incredibly heart grabbing first comment which was, "What's a good-looking chick like you doing in a place like this?" And I really did say that.
Yes, he did say that. And
Oh
I,
my
in my mind, I said to myself, what barge did this fool just fall off of? But
That's a
anyway, this
cute
is a wild,
story.
long, a very long story. But to be honest with you, the food that I cooked that night is what won him over.
Chili
Hmm.
Relleno,
I
Chili
guess
Relleno. And I
I guess
said
you
to
know
the
what?
crowd,
Yes, go
I,
ahead.
I said to the crowd, "I'll go home with whoever made the chili relleno." And she raised her hand.
And you did.
Quite a
Oh
few
my god.
weeks later, but yep, we did end up together, obviously,
Oh my
because
god. That's a very
we've been married now 26 years.
amazing. That sounds so amazing. And that's a very cute, start of a very lovely love story. Well then, that actually will, remind me of the saying that goes, the key to a man's heart is actually through his mouth
Yeah,
and goes to his stomach.
Yeah.
I
exactly, exactly.
I think that hooks you, Carl. Wow. Well. Look who's talking right now. Carl and Shelly working together in their lovely married life. Do you guys have how many kids?
Well, between us, we have five. He has two sons,
Mm.
and I have three daughters.
By
Oh,
prior marriage.
Yeah,
amazing.
by prior marriage, obviously. Yeah,
Oh, I see, I
we
see.
don't
And
we don't have
grandkids?
we don't none together, none. But we
Wow.
blended them all together.
Oh,
We just,
that's a lovely family.
yeah, it's good. It's a good affair. I
Ex- it's a good deal. All
Yes, it is.
righty. Exactly. But then I guess Carl, before you became an author, you were, the most or the greatest officer in Arizona. Can you tell us, about the awards that you received before?
oh well, in terms of the department, and I did write about this in my book. Uh, I had been a loudmouth about people in the work juvenile detention centers needing
Oh,
more and better training, and I griped about it a lot. And finally, some years into my griping, I was asked by a detention facility director, "Do you really think you can train these people?" And I said, "Sure." He said, "Well, you got 3 months to open up an academy." And
oh,
I and one of my partners wrote a juvenile detention officer academy, the first in Arizona. And
mm-hmm.
eventually the state took it over, of course. And it's as I understand it, it's standard training for everybody in the state now that's going to work a detention facility for juveniles. It sounds weird that they needed training long before I came to be, but yeah. Anyway, uh,
It's a roller
anyway,
coaster, right?
in '98, I was uh, awarded Detention Officer of the Year by the county.
Mm-hmm.
And in '99, I was awarded Detention Officer of the Year by the state. So I had
Wow.
the yeah, it's a big deal. For me, it was a big deal. I was really amazed that
Of course.
I could
Of
even do
course.
it.
And I think Shirley is very proud of having a husband that is, one of the greatest in Arizona.
Yeah, yes. I brag about him all the time to the patients
And that's
at the
that's
treatment
actually
center.
something that right. That's something that actually can be brag. Well, let's talk about your book, Carl. Actually, the title itself is very interesting. Now I wonder who or what made you decide to write a book, being, an officer in the state of Arizona and then suddenly writing a book.
Well, in the first place, and I do write about this in my book. It so happens, uh, I very early on I met an old guy who had been a buffalo soldier. You have any idea what a buffalo soldier?
That's
these
new for me.
these were the African American troopers who were stationed in Arizona during the Indian
Uh-huh.
Wars and afterward, and the guy was telling me about his life, and I started realizing, you know what, the heroes aren't just Julius Caesar and Franklin D. Roosevelt and whatnot. It's the
Yeah.
little guys that really make the world be what it is.
Right.
And I started believing that all of us need to write some sort of book, some sort of journal about what we did or what we didn't
Right.
do, kind of thing. And I've met some friends over the years. Uh, well, for example, I knew well a friend who had been a German soldier in the Battle of Stalingrad, which was,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, and he was badly wounded and thrown back to Germany just a week before the Russians completely encircled his outfit and took them all prisoner. And
Wow.
you just don't hear about this, you don't read about this if all you do is read about the famous generals and presidents and dictators and whatnot. So yeah,
Right.
I finally decided, thanks to this lady here, she heard me talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, and she said, well, when are you going to start writing? So I
Exactly.
started writing on a yellow pad, and this poor lady had to actually type every word. uh,
Amazing. That's a very good teamwork you two are doing. Well, while you were writing, for sure, Shirley knows this too. Shirley, if you can answer this, what were the things that, Carl encountered? What were the obstacles that he encountered during the process of him doing this work?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think you mean writing the book. You mean the process of writing the book? I think the big thing was after it was getting close to him being finished with writing it, was trying to figure
Uh-huh.
out who in the world and how in the world we were going to be able to get it published, because it takes
Oh,
money. It takes money to publish a book.
absolutely. Absolutely. And
And so that was one of our biggest obstacles. And of course, the sad part of it was that this badge for one is our second publication,
oh,
because
okay.
the
Interesting.
first publication was one that uh, I kind of encouraged the title, and it didn't turn out to be such a good title.
well, it's based
Mhm.
on it was
I
based
see. I
on
see.
one of the early stories in this book, called the Powder Blue Negligee. And
Uh-huh.
here's the deal. I was a rookie, and I was in some of my earliest cases. And one of the things a probation officer does is called a pre-sentence report. In other words,
Okay.
we investigate, we talk to victims, we talk to the offenders, we talk to witnesses, on and on and on and
Uh-huh.
on, and then make a best guess for a report to the judge, a sentencing judge, as to what the sentencing should be. And my
Oh.
supervisor at the time, and God, well,
Yeah.
my supervisor at the time basically told me, the answer for this young man's case is the State Department of Corrections. And
Mm-hmm.
I so informed him and his parents that the recommendation was going to be the State Department of Corrections, and they were not happy about that. So one morning prior to the sentencing hearing, Mom called me and said, "Well, we have an alternative that we'd like to discuss with you. Can you come down tomorrow morning and discuss it?" So
Mm-hmm.
7:30 the next morning, I'm at their home, and if you're in law enforcement, you learn you never park in a person's driveway because you can get blocked and trapped there. So I parked alongside the road instead of in the driveway. And I
Yeah.
walked up to the door. I knocked on the door and she opened the door and she was smiling and she said, "Come on in." And she was wearing a see through powder blue negligee.
Oh.
And
Well, and then not to give away the story because people won't read the book then, or they need to get the book.
True.
They
Exactly.
need to get the book to read it. But the long and the
Absolutely.
short of it is that they did not realize Carl's moral values,
I
and
see.
so their little stunt exploded in their own faces because he turned around and left and said he
Oh.
would come back at a later time. But
Mm-hmm.
and so
and I
it
reported the incident to the judge.
right. And but they thought back in that day he would have been fired had he been caught with
Oh.
this woman. And so
Right.
again, I thought it was really a very honorable story because it showed his integrity and his personal values, and that was major important to me in our
Absolutely.
relationship.
Yeah.
And
And I guess yes.
no, go ahead.
Oh yes, and I guess our readers who are watching us right now will have to get the book of Carl, which is Badge 411, to get to know this story and so many more stories to read, I guess, right?
There's
Yes.
about
Oh,
80 of them. I
All
mean,
right. See?
80
This
short
is just
stories.
this is just one of the 80s, and it sounds so interesting when you guys are telling it. How much more when the readers will definitely put themselves inside the book, and live with it.
yeah,
So now,
yeah.
yes, Carl. So, Carl, I wanted to, I wanted you to leave a message to the probation officers that are currently in service right now, especially those who are watching us and those who are going to read Badge 411.
Well, I'd like the people in actually in the entire field of criminal justice to understand that it's really important when you get somebody young, juveniles or young, if they're going to change, this is the time to really present opportunities for them to change,
Uh
because
huh.
some of them actually will if they're given the right opportunities. Uh, so that they need to enter into a case with an open mind and not just say, well, this guy is convicted of X, Y, or Z, and therefore is a bad guy for life, and on and on and on and on and on. We have
Right.
way overcrowded prisons and juvenile detention facilities, and we need to slow it down and start working with the young folk in terms of change. Not all of them will,
Exactly.
but some of them will.
I
Right.
want to interject here. Not too many months ago, because of Badge 411 book, a young man that had been on Carl's case, I don't know how many years ago,
Yeah.
is now he found out he was able to find our home phone number because of everything with the book and everything. And he called Carl, and he's an attorney in New York.
Wow.
There's another young man that I dealt with who was in a Hispanic gang, 14, very violent, totally covered all over his
Oh
body
my
with
God.
tattoos, who throughout the rest of his life as an adult, I'm sure wore a highly buttoned up uh, set of clothes. But I got him started working in a janitorial outfit, and he ended up in a few years owning that outfit. Then he bought another janitorial outfit. Then finally sold those and bought an insurance agency, or
Oh.
So
uh, bringing in more money per year than I did at my very best. So that, yeah, and he was a Hispanic gangster started out.
Oh my
These
God.
Some of these people can decide to change and will change if you give them a hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Since change is the only constant in this world, right? So before we wrap up this interview, Carl, I want you to leave one line to those aspiring writers who wants to write a book of the same genre?
I would say think of all the things you did and didn't do, uh, and just start writing short notes on a yellow page about them. Don't try to write the whole story just right away.
Mm-hmm.
Just write things that the incidents that you remember, just little catchwords, and then go from there. And you can build it up. Then put it in actual order. You know,
Wow.
uh,
Start little, you're right.
yeah,
Yes, I would agree to that one. So even the small things will definitely become big in the future.
that's
All
right.
right. So everyone, yes, that is Carl Johnoff under the pen name Kurt Niemann, author of the book entitled Badge 411, based on the actual experiences of a probation officer. You can get his book in Amazon and Barnes and Noble. At the same time, his website, which is www.probationandcriminaljustice.com, right? So, everyone, I
Yes.
want to leave this line for you all. True peace is not merely the absence of war, it is the presence of justice. By Jane Addams. Once again, my name is Jean in Reader's Magnet, and here we say, we share your story with the world. Thank you so much, Carl and Shirley, for giving us your time today.
Thank
I hope to
you.
see you in another featured author interview here in Reader's Magnet. Have a great day, everyone, and
Thank
goodbye for
you.
now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.